Adding and subtracting decimals. When you're adding and subtracting decimals, the first thing you need to do is line up the decimal points, because this lines up the places. Then you add or subtract as normal, and then drag the decimal point straight down. Let's look at a couple of examples. The first one, we have 3 12/100ths plus 82 812 thousandths. So I'm going to write the problem, and I'm going to line up the decimal points. Now I've lined up the ones place, the 10th place, the 100th place. That's why you line up the decimals. You can also add a 0 at the end of any decimal. It doesn't change the value. Now I'm going to add as normal. And I'm going to bring the decimal straight down. The last thing you should always do is be sure your answer makes sense. In this problem, I was doing a little bit more than 3 plus a number that's almost 83. So my answer should be around 86, and I have a number very close to that, so my answer makes sense. Let's look at a subtraction problem now. We have 66 8/10 minus 10 25/100ths. Again, you line up the decimal points, because this automatically lines up the places. I've lined up the ones place, the tens place, the tenths. Now I put a 0 in there. I can't take 5 away from 0. So I'm going to go over here and borrow, just like I normally would when I subtract. I'm going to bring the decimal straight down. Okay, and I was doing a number that's 66 8/10 is almost 67, minus about 10. 67 minus 10 is 57. Now I have an answer of 56 55/100ths. It's pretty close to that, so I know my answer makes sense. Okay, remember, when you're adding or subtracting decimals, begin by lining up the decimal points, because this lines up the places. Then add or subtract your numbers like you normally would, and bring the decimal point straight down. And always be sure your answer makes sense, and check your work.